Hello everyone, good morning. So in the last videos, I explained about three topics. There is thermodynamics, equilibrium, and some basic concepts of chemistry. And last topic in physical chemistry, there is PUC first year. There is called states of matter. In this, you will study gases and liquids. About solid state, there is PUC second year syllabus. They are already covered. And now we will study about gases. See, first, what is meant by matter? Even in fundamentals of chemistry, we studied matter. So, matter is anything which has mass and occupies space. With anything which has mass and occupies space. So, take example, any substance, it may be electron, proton, neutron, is very small, but even very large, even earth you can consider. Next, other example which comes under matter, molecules, atoms, polymers, etc. Example, polythene, PVC, nylons, then benzoic acid, acetic acid, alcohol, water, maybe solid, liquid, gas, gaseous compound, oxygen, nitrogen, methane, ethane, etc. So all these comes under matter. So how the solids behave? Characteristics of solids. So about solids already studied. Solids. So solids, see the arrangement of particles in the solid. There is a closest packing of arrangements. Closest packing of arrangements of the particles in solid state. But in liquid state, yes, this is the arrangement of particles in liquid state. And in gaseous state, so this shows intermolecular forces are very less in gaseous state and maximum in what solid state. Therefore, solids have high melting point boiling points, whereas gases least melting point boiling point. Intermediate, what liquids, they have low boiling points. But main we will study about this. But solid compounds or solids are mainly characterized by rigidity, incompressibility, and definite shape and volume. Yes, these have volume of the container, but not they have different shape. But in case of gases, the main characteristic of gases they are incompressible. And they can undergo expansion and they can be compressed. They are our main characteristic of gases. They are they are compressible, but these are incompressible. There is a special characteristic of a gas. They are compressible and they can undergo expansion. Now we will study in detail about the gases. About the gas. To explain about the gas, we will study about its postulates. Assumptions are postulates. Postulates of kinetic theory gases. And there we can study all the gas molecules, which they are named as molecules. But gases consist of large number of small particles. Large number of small particles, they are said to be molecules. Example, O2, N2, CH4, then H2, etc. They are all gas molecules. But at first they are considered as small particles and they are named as molecules. Means gases are molecules. Then, second, gases can move in any direction, maybe XYZ, any direction, in random movement. They have random movement and they move in a straight line. So when they collide each other or on the wall of the container, they change the direction. When they collide each other or on the wall of the container, they change the direction, but they move in a straight line. and they have different velocities. The gas molecules have different velocities. Next, there is no force of attraction or repulsion between the molecules. There is no force of attraction or repulsion between the molecules. Hence, they are said to be perfectly elastic bodies. Perfectly elastic bodies. Then fourth, volume of the gas molecule is negligibly small as compared to the total volume of the container. Volume of the gas molecule, example, this is the volume of the container. Consider volume of gas. Volume of gas, when you compare it with total volume of the container, and that volume can be neglected, right? There is a negligible volume compared with the total volume of the containers. Volume of the gas is negligible as compared to the total volume of the container. Next, there is no force of attraction or repulsion between the gas molecules. Gas molecule can move in any direction with a random movement. And gases consist of a large number of particles, that is called molecules. And fifth, kinetic energy directly proportional to absolute temperature. Kinetic energy of gas molecules directly proportional to absolute temperature. Right. Okay. Here I have covered important points regarding what postulates of gases or assumptions of gases. Okay. And when the gas molecule collide, maybe between the molecules or the wall of the container, kinetic energy do not change. Kinetic energy depends only on temperature, and they are considered as elastic bodies. They do not lose or gain energy during their motion. Okay. Then we will study about gas laws. Gas laws. And one kinetic energy formula. As you know, here we have written kinetic energy directly proportional to temperature. Therefore, Ke equal to 3/2 nRT. Kinetic energy Ke equal to 3/2 nRT. This is an important formula, and this shows Ke proportional to T. Ke means kinetic energy depends only on temperature, and independent on number of moles. Any number of moles you can consider, but it depends upon only temperature. If temperature changed, then only kinetic energy changes. This is according to what gas laws and what postulates. According to postulates. Then gas laws. First, Boyle's law. Second, Charles' law. Third, Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law. Fourth, Avogadro's law. Fifth, Graham's law. Sixth, Dalton's law. And the seventh, ideal gas equation. Yes, all these will cover now. All are important. Even we can solve the problems on these formulas, including Ke equal to 3/2 nRT. Even in a CET NEET, maximum questions based on the problems. We'll solve more problems on this unit. Okay. Let's see about Boyle's law. Okay. So, mathematical form of Boyle's law. Volume inversely proportional to P, or P proportional to 1/P. Yet constant temperature. Temperature of the vessel or temperature of the system must be kept constant. Yet the temperature of the vessel is 100 degrees Celsius. And that temperature should be constant. Then gas is taken in that vessel, gas. And pressure of the gas or volume of the gas at constant temperature T, let it be equal to 30 degrees Celsius. Then pressure and volume. When you apply more pressure on the gas, then volume what decrease? higher the pressure, lower the volume. Or if you write here V, here P, and pressure is high, volume is low. Like this, they are what inversely related. Okay. Pressure of given mass of a gas, is inversely proportional to volume of the gas. At a constant temperature, that is called what? Boyle's law. There are different formulas using this one. You can write PV equal to constant. PV equal to constant. And for two conditions, under two conditions, we can write P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. P1 equal to P2 V2. Then we can draw the graph. PV versus P. PV versus P. So when the pressure increases, see what about PV value? See here, PV value remains constant. Then only it is said to be what? Boyle's law. Therefore, we get a graph parallel to x-axis. Then this type of graph is said to be what? Boyle's law. And even we can use this one. P versus 1 by V. We get straight line graph passing through origin. If V value increases, P also increases. Because it is 1 by V, not V. 1 by V. Therefore, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, 1 by 6. Then pressure should be goes on increasing. If volume decreases, pressure increases. Second type of graph. Okay. Then P and V. Okay. Volume is more, pressure is less. Volume is more, pressure is less. Volume is less, pressure is more. Therefore, if pressure is what? High, volume is less. But volume goes on increasing, pressure goes on decreasing. Yes, we get a curve like this. If volume increases, pressure decreases. So these are the three what graph for or nature of graph in case of Boyle's law. You may get question based on the graph or formulas and problems. For P1 V1 equal to P2 V2 or P1 by P2 equal to V2 by V1. Yes, remember all these formulas. To solve the problems, we need Boyle's law. Okay. Next, similarly, we will study about Charles' law. So first I will tell you in brief about the topic. There is a synopsis note. Afterwards we will solve the questions. See about the Charles' law. What it says? At a constant pressure, volume proportional to P. Volume proportional to T at constant P. Pressure kept constant. Then here temperature variable. Let's see, as the temperature increases, gas molecule absorb more energy and they become more unstable and collide each other, and it's volume goes on increasing. As the temperature increases, volume of the gas also increases, and pressure of the system kept constant. Then only we can apply, that is called Charles' law. Okay. Statement: at a constant pressure, volume of given mass of a gas is directly proportional to what? Pressure, proportional to absolute temperature. Then now we write the formulas. V by T equal to constant. V by T equal to constant. And nature of graph. Vt, higher the temperature, higher the volume. This type of graph you can observe in case of Boyle's law. V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2. So under two conditions, we can write V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2. So this is what? Charles' law. Boyle's law, Charles' law, with the formulas, statement, etc. Then Gay-Lussac's law. In some basic concepts we studied, Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. and there I told what reacting gases are taken, reacting gases in Gay-Lussac law of combining volume. But in Dalton's law, you will take non-reacting gases. There is a main difference between Dalton's law and Gay-Lussac law of combining volume. But it is not a combining volume, it is a Gay-Lussac law, not combining volume. Yes, see how to write a statement in its mathematical form. In case of Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law. Now in this case, see whether pressure constant, volume constant, temperature constant. In Boyle's law, T constant, Charles' law, P constant, and here V constant. Volume constant. In case of Gay-Lussac's law, volume kept constant. Like this, remember, P constant. First one P constant. First one T constant. Second what P constant. Third V constant. Right? V constant. Then pressure of the gas proportional to temperature. Yet constant volume. Then under two conditions, P by T equal to constant. First we write like this, and for two conditions, P1 by T1 equal to P2 by T2. P1 by T1 equal to P2 by T2. This is a formula in case of what Gay-Lussac's law. Right? Use these formulas to solve the problems. Next, Avogadro's law. In case of Avogadro's law, now take two gases, gas A and B, pressure, volume, temperature, pressure. When both are equal, P1, V1, P1 equal to P2, V2, T2. Equal volumes of all gases under the similar conditions of temperature, pressure contain same number of molecules. Equal volumes of all gases. You take 100 ml, 100 ml or 1 liter, 1 liter. And gas may be methane, this one hydrogen. Any gas you take, but condition, volume should be same, temperature should be same, pressure also same. And under these conditions, what they contain same number of molecules. That is according to what Avogadro's law. N1 equal to N2. Main is N1 equal to N2. Then Graham's law of diffusion. Graham's law of diffusion. Is in mathematical form. Graham's law of diffusion. Yes, at a given temperature, pressure, or at a constant temperature, pressure, a rate of diffusion of gas. Rate of diffusion of gas. That means the moment of the molecule. Rate of diffusion of the gas is inversely proportional to square root of their densities. If density is higher, rate of diffusion is what less. Example, SO2 hydrogen. SO2 gas, hydrogen gas, both are gases. But which one diffuse faster? Which one having higher velocity? So answer hydrogen, because it has a density, lower density, this one higher density. If density less, velocity more. Or rate of diffusion is more. Okay. Then using this formula, we can solve the problem. And under two conditions, R1 by R2 equal to rate 1 by rate 2 equal to square root of 1 by D1 by 1 by D2. Therefore, D2 by D1. Or root of M2 by M1. T equal to M by V and let V equal to 1 liter. Therefore, M by 1 liter, M by 1 liter. Then we can write by 1 by 1 is M2 by 1. If density not given, you can use direct molecular masses of the compounds like hydrogen SO2. Rate of diffusion of hydrogen is given and find rate of diffusion of SO2 whose molecular masses are known. Then you can find out the rate of diffusion. And velocity of gas or rate of diffusion equal to velocity of gas diffused by time taken. rate of diffusion of gas equal to velocity of gas taken. Velocity taken by the gas by time. Velocity of gas by time taken. Okay. So these formulas are used to solve the problems in case of Graham's law. I'll tell you once again. Rate of diffusion of gas or given mass of a gas is inversely proportional to square root of their density. Square root of their density. And using this formula, we can write like this formulas. Okay. Now you can study about Dalton's law. P total equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P equal to partial pressure. Partial pressure. P equal to partial pressure. And partial pressure equal to mole fraction into total pressure. Mole fraction. X is mole fraction. Therefore, partial pressure equal to mole fraction into total pressure. This formula is important. Now, in a non-reacting gaseous mixture, example, CO plus N2, then at normal temperature they do not react. H2 plus O2, normal temperature pressure they cannot react. Methane plus O2, methane can burn in O2, but methane gas plus O2, no reaction. These are called non-reacting gases. Reacting gases, hydrogen chloride gas, HCl gas, and ammonia gas. Even at normal temperature, when you open it, then immediately they combine in air to form white gas. That is called reacting gas. And this is not applicable for reacting gases. It is applicable only for non-reacting gases. But if it is reacting gas, then you have to apply Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. Okay. Now, the total pressure of non-reacting gaseous mixture is equal to total pressure of non-reacting gaseous mixture is equal to sum of the partial pressure of what? Sum of the partial pressure of each gas molecule. Partial pressure of each gas molecule in a gaseous mixture. That is said to be Dalton's law of partial pressure. And here we are using the formula, partial pressure formula, mole fraction into total pressure. Okay, and P total is this one. Okay. So this is in Dalton's law, but remember it is applicable for non-reacting gases. If it is reacting gas, Gay-Lussac's law. Okay. Next, ideal gas and real gases. Ideal gases and real gases. So when the gas is said to be ideal, when a gas obeys all the gas laws, Boyle's law, Charles' law, whatever laws I told, and they are all obeyed by a gas that is called ideal gas. And for ideal gas, PV equal to nRT formula. For n mole of the gas, PV equal to nRT. This is a formula for ideal gas because at constant temperature, yes, volume and T inversely. At a constant pressure, volume proportional to T. Correct? Therefore, this combined gas equation, there is a Boyle's law, Charles' law, and Avogadro's law. Using three laws, yes, we have done this formula. If the gas obeys this formula, then it is called ideal gas. But actually, no gas is said to be ideal. All the gases are said to be real gases. But even under conditions, what if the gas obeys what Boyle's law, Charles' law, etc., then only the gas is called ideal gas. And using this ideal gas equation, now we can derive density, relation between density and molecular mass. PV equal to W by M RT. And W by M RT, there is molecular mass. Okay, then P M W by V. RT. But mass by volume is density. Therefore, D equal to mp by RT. I told how to derive relation between D and what m. Therefore, higher the molecular mass of the gas, higher the density. Higher the molecular mass, higher the density. But density formula D equal to, remember, mp by RT. This one. Final equation. See here. This is D, RT, and RT here. Therefore, D equal to mp by RT. So, using this formula, you can derive what relation between the density and molecular mass of gas. And for real gases, here, what happened in real gas? Okay. A scientist, Van der Waal, Van der Waals equation, and he identified some wrong assumptions in what postulates of what gases or kinetic theory gases. And those wrong assumptions are: there is no force of attraction or repulsion between the molecules. It is called a wrong assumption. And volume of the gas molecule is negligible as compared to the total volume of the container. That is also wrong assumption. And he gave correction to that pressure and volume. Hence, that is called pressure correction, volume correction. Hence, he used this formula and corrected P and V, and finally gave one formula for real gases, that is called P plus A n square by V square, V minus NB equal to nRT. P plus A n square by V square, V minus NB equal to nRT. This is called Van der Waals equation for real gases. But all the gases are real because no gas obeys what strictly conditions. There is a PV equal to nRT equation. But Van der Waals stated this is the formula for real gases. And a gas is said to be real yet high pressure, low temperature. Temperature is low, pressure is high, then gas is said to be real. But real gas become ideal gas yet what high temperature, low pressure. High temperature, low pressure. Okay. Therefore, at high temperature, low pressure, PV equal to nRT. Yet low pressure, high pressure, low temperature, P plus A n square by V square, V minus NB equal to nRT. V minus NB equal to nRT. Then, this is Van der Waals equation, and A and B are called Van der Waals constant. And A indicate intermolecular force of attraction. About A, intermolecular force of attraction. If intermolecular force of attraction is more, means A value is more, gas can be easily liquefied. Gas can be easily liquefied. And B indicate co-volume. And also it indicates size of the molecule. Yes, if size of the molecule is more, then that gas is said to be easily liquefied. Okay. And there is a significance of A and B in the Van der Waals equation. So, ideal gas equation, real gas equation I told. Then its significance will continue after 5 minutes.